Morning and welcome all of you in this class. And today's subject is pharmaceutical jurisprudence. First, we will try to define what is jurisprudence. Jurisprudence, it is derived from two Latin terms, juris and prudentia. Juris means law, and prudentia means study or knowledge. So, jurisprudence as a whole, it is the study or knowledge of laws. Better to say, we can say jurisprudence as the science and philosophy of law. It gives us the fundamental legal principles and the inherent meaning, the legal reasoning, the legal institutions, and also the role of law in the society. So in that way, jurisprudence is actually a very interesting subject of law which provide you the legal theory. Here in the pharmaceutical jurisprudence, our main aim is to deal with the collection or different laws relating to drugs and pharmaceuticals and also about the profession of pharmacy. Pharmaceutical jurisprudence, it has surely a particular objective. Now, what is the objective of making these pharmaceutical laws in any country? The objective is to ensure that each and every patient of your country can receive a standard quality drug, to ensure that accessibility of the drug to each and every patient and also its affordability. So we have to make certain laws, certain acts such that the medicines can be uh, available to the patients at their affordable costs. Pricing mechanism, pricing law is there. Another thing, another objective of making the pharmaceutical legislation is to prevent the self-medication, self-treatment. So advertisement in that respect to be regulated such that the self-treatment, self-medication can be checked. Another reason of or another objective of the making pharmaceutical legislation is to regulate the pharmacy professions who are actually dealing with these potent pharmaceuticals, the drugs and chemicals, their minimum standard of education, their registration, and in different way their practices is regulated by certain pharmaceutical law, and that is in our country is the pharmacy law. So these are the objective of pharmaceutical legislations. Now we have to clear our idea about these two terminology, that is the law and ethics. What is law? Law are set of rules and regulations to control the conduct, to control the behavior of human individual in a society. And two very important features of law, one, it is statutory and mandatory in nature, and another thing, if there is any violation of any of the provision of a law, there must be, it is resulted in the form of punishment, either in terms of imprisonment or in terms of monetary fine, and sometimes both. And what is ethics? Ethics is also a set of regulation which also control conduct and behavior of human being in a society. But it is not mandatory. It is coming from the moral conscience, and there is no punishment or penal provision for violation of any ethical points. Now, in case of India, if you see the pharmaceutical legislation in India, the first one we can say it is the Opium Act, which is enacted in 1857 by the British government, and which is again reenacted in 1878, the Opium Act 1878. Third one is the Poisons Act 1919. Then the Dangerous Drugs Act 1930, which is resulted after the Geneva Convention, and which actually made for regulating the opium, the cannabis, I mean the Indian hemp, and also the cocaine. Then came the very important Indian pharmaceutical legislation, that is the Drugs Act 1940, which is resulted from the Chopra Committee report or the Drugs Inquiry report, and it is the very important milestone in the pharmaceutical legislation history of India. After that,